Okay, so Tom McKay is the one that started this off. So we work with SRS. So the first thing you should know is we're an interactive map, pins on a map of all of your jobs, right? It can be commercial, it can be, there was even a waterproofing company I think that was supposed to come. I don't know if you're here or not. So pins on a map, and the way we work with SRS is they are working on a true full integration right now where you can connect it to Roof Hub and your map automatically updates every time you order a new, not TAMCO, Atlas or a new OC job or something like that. SRS actually provides us the data currently and we update your map for you. So because of our relationship with SRS, your map becomes really easy to manage because SRS takes care of it. We'll talk about what that looks like, okay? But Tom, I'm the owner, but I am in charge of the SRS partnership. So I email all the branch managers and hardly any of them get back to me. Tom got back to me and was like, hey man, let's do this. And so between Tom and Dan was a big role in this as well. They called all you guys and got you here. So I appreciate that. Just wanted to give a shout out to the SRS team here. So local, trusted, proven. If you can show a homeowner that you are the local one in the community that's doing it, you're in their neighborhood already putting on jobs, right? If you can prove that people trust you and you have a thing like our platform that shows that you have a proven track record, you will close more jobs than you did before. Like we literally have a survey that goes out. We only put it into place about 2 months ago, and the survey says, do you use project mapping in the sales process? And then the next question is, how if you have any KPIs or information to back it up, or just tell us what your sales team thinks it increases their close rate by. If they check off, no, I don't use it in the sales process, their answer is it helps me close 0% higher, right? Because they're not using it in sales. But for every customer of ours that say, yes, we use it in our sales process, they say that they've increased their close rate by 3 to 10%. A few people even checked the last box in that survey, which is 10 plus more. So 10% or higher. So think about your close rate. Tack on 3% because you're infusing our product into your sales process and see what your commission looks like at that point, or see what your revenue is at that point. It's pretty amazing. What's the average roof cost? Like what's the average asphalt roof here in this market? 13, 15, 17? Yeah, so if it's 13 or 15,000 a roof and you're going to 20 appointments a month, right? And you're closing at 33%, 40%, you tack on another 3%, you're literally bringing in an extra $150,000, $250,000 for the company a year, okay? So just thinking about stuff like that. And that's what our product does. It's this following the herd mentality. Do you guys compete against other companies? Yes? Yes? Right? Like it's a no-brainer question, right? I know it's a dumb question, but I just want you to understand. I know that you're competing against other people. So if you can prove to them that you're better than the other people, then you're going to win those jobs. And that's that following the herd mentality, right? So the next question is, when you're competing against other people, are you ever competing? You're all good, right? Solid, reputable companies. So you're charging probably a little bit more because you're using better material than the handyman that said that they would do it. When you're competing against other people, are there people that are charging less than you or quoting less than you by like $1,000, $2,000, $3,000? No? Some say yes, right? So if you can show that everybody's using Rhino Roofing, right? Or is it roofers or roofing? Rhino Roofing, right? Johnson, I saw Johnson here, Johnson Roofing and Repair. If you can prove that, everybody's following you, even if you're going to be a little bit higher on the price point, people will spend an extra 31% more on a company, okay? So let's just talk about a couple things here. The first one is the buyers today. I don't know your market very well. Are you putting on roofs for like 70 plus people, 70 years and older, or are you seeing that the buyer tends to be a little bit younger these days? Everybody's older in this market? 40 plus? Okay. Okay. So regardless of that, do you think that everybody still is using technology like these people to search you, right? So the minute I needed an HVAC company back in December of 2024, the first thing I searched was HVAC company, Arnold, Maryland, where I live. And the first thing I looked at, what do you think the first thing people look at? Reviews. How many reviews do you have? Cornet HVAC had 300 reviews. The next company below them had like 23. Cornet and the other company came to my house and they gave me a quote. Cornet was $2,000 more. It was like $8,000 instead of like the $6,500 that the other company charged. Guess who I picked? I picked Cornet because they had 300 reviews. So people are looking at you online in seconds with their phones. This is pretty crazy, this statistic, but 70% of the buying decision is made before they even meet any of you in person, okay? So having a good online presence is gonna be very, very important, right? And before, how many are actual sales reps for your companies? Before you go and knock on that door and provide that whatever inspection, they've already made up their mind 70% of the way. They may have called 3 companies, but they already know which company they're leaning towards, right? So what are you doing as a company, A, for your online presence, but before you even get to that door? We'll talk about some things on how you can maybe improve that process. Before I do that, I want to talk about a couple things. There are synergies between your Google business profile on the left and your website. You want them to talk to each other, okay? I work with marketing agencies all the time. I've been doing it for 7.5 years. I always like to say I'm smart enough. I could probably be a pretty good consultant for marketing and for sales because I talk to roofing companies all the time and they share with me what works for them. And I talk to marketing agencies all the time. Something that's really coming up over the last few months with me and my conversations with marketing agencies is your Google business profile. That thing on the right-hand side, when somebody searches your name. So the Google business profile has all of these bullets over here. Those are all parts of your Google business profile. I actually went into ChatGPT and I spent 2 hours about 3 weeks ago optimizing my Google business profile. Like I told ChatGPT, like, okay, now I'm on the products section. What should I put here, knowing what you know about Project Map It? And it told me what I should do. So I literally optimized my GBP. And I'm now doing some things a little different. For example, I'm updating it, right? Because Google loves when you're updating your Google business profile. So over here, I'll blow this up a little bit. This is a company that uses us, Miller's Roofing. Sorry, there we go. So this is their Google business profile. They've got 221 reviews, but you have all these sections. This is like your business section. Then you have like, your Google updates section. How many actually update your Google business profile with posts, right? Do you post to Facebook and Instagram? Do you post to Google business profile? Every now and again. They say like twice a week is good. Twice a month is minimal, right? At least do it twice a month. So I've started updating my Google business profile twice a month, twice a week, and then also putting pictures in your Google business profile. Google loves that crap. So just think about that when you're deciding, like, after coming to this, this little thing that I'm doing, think about some things that you can do to maybe optimize your GBP a little more. If you want a professional to do it, my good friend is Mike Stearns. He literally is from Ascend Digital, one of the best roofing company marketing agencies. And trust me, I've worked with a million of them. He can do it for you. So your website's going to talk to more people than all of the sales reps in your company combined on a given year. So having a very solid, polished website is very important. Google likes it. It helps you get seen online a little bit more. These are some considerations when talking about your website, right? 70% of the world's on their phone now, so make sure your website looks good on a phone because that's where people are really finding you. Back in 2024, Google pushed an update. They call it a core update, and they want long form content. The difference between long form and short form is like a short form would be, something on your websites that's like 3 sentences long, opposed to long form, which is like a nice blog that talks about something in your industry. So Google likes long form. So in other words, your websites, if you look at your website, is it bare with minimal content, like actual text on there? If so, it might be something that you want to upgrade on. Okay. Tell your story. I always ask people this. I'm a partner advocate of Roofers in Recovery. I don't know if any of you ever heard of Roofers in Recovery. So I do a charity golf tournament every year. Last year we made about 13,000. My charity tournament this year is on the 13th. So just a few weeks away. We've already made like 20,000 that's going to go towards Roofers in Recovery. My brother is a recovering alcoholic, so it's like near and dear to me. And we have that on our website. How many of you in this room do community services in your community? How many give back somehow? Sponsor high schools. Is it on your website that you do that? No? Some people, I talk to thousands of roofers because of all the presentation I do with Certainty, and they all say they do community involvement stuff, but they don't put it on their website. Put it on your website. Like I always say this, I live in Maryland, but just north of me, York, Pennsylvania, are two of my best friends. There's Ty Backer. He owns a very lucrative TC Backer Construction, and just south of him is Miller's Roofing, the one I just had their Google business profile. Miller's Roofing they got a new website, and they don't have it, and I've yelled at them since, but they had a community page where one of the things that they do is they do a big charity thing, bringing in money for Alzheimer's. Well, my mother-in-law died of Alzheimer's, right? It sucked. But I'm better friends with Ty than I am with Michelle at Miller's, but I would use Miller's Roofing because of that and that alone. So like, do something for the community, and it's not a brag. Like for me, Roofers in Recovery, I'm not saying it to brag, I'm saying it to bring awareness. Our industry, your industry that you work in is literally the top industry that has the highest percentage of suicides, mental health issues, and drug and alcohol addictions. Your industry. So for me, just talking to you about it brings awareness, right? So website's real important. Reviews, I talked about this. Can I ask you guys, how do you currently ask for a review? Can you share with me some of the processes that you have? If the job's done and they like it, what do? Do you just ask verbally?
We ask them, we send them a link, and then
Okay.
If they're older, we stay and help them.
I've heard that a lot. People will actually like help them get to like your Google review or whatever. That's great. So after the invoice, right? When's the best time to ask for a review? As soon as the job's done. Why? That's their happiest moment, right? You just put on a nice new roof, new skylights, windows, whatever, siding, okay, waterproofing, whatever it is you did. They're very happy at that point. That's the time you're going to ask. Human Psychology 101. What's your name, sir? Micah. If I come up to Micah and I just put a roof on Micah's house, I'm like, hey, Micah, is there anything that Steve's Roofing Company did that would not want you to leave us a 5-star review? And Micah says, no, I'll give you a review. So he's probably, I already know, right, that Micah and I got along well. He's probably happy with the job. Now, Human Psychology, if I say, okay, can I get a review? I'm going to go walk around the house, make sure it's clean one more time, just button everything up, and then I'll be out of your way. But do you mind leaving me a review? I've got this card right here. You just tap it, and you leave me a review. Is Micah going to say no at that point?
There's no reason I wouldn't.
Yeah, he verbally committed. So now you got him verbally committed. Now all of a sudden you're asking for a review. He's not going to say no. I'm not going to leave you a review right now. So we're going to talk about how our system helps collect reviews. Okay, emails. How many email a link? So if you email a request for a review, like after the job is done, maybe you're using a CRM and it's like automated, right? It gets to that work stage in your CRM and boom. So one email converts about 9.1% of people actually filling out the review. So email is not necessarily the best way. Texting, it's higher. If you email more than one time, it brings the conversion rate a little bit higher. The 31%, that's a stat that I said earlier. If you have a lot of good reviews, a homeowner will spend 31% more money on a job, okay? Right now, think about how many Google reviews you have. Google wants you to have 40 or more good reviews. So right now, if you're under that 40 mark, you're not relevant to Google yet, okay? And then if I took a pie chart, so if I had a pie chart and Google split that pie chart up into what Google thinks is the most important, 15% of that pie would be getting new reviews consistently. Okay, so if you're not, I could show you. We use a communication system called Slack, and I slacked my team yesterday. I'm like, hey, I didn't see any reviews this week. You know why? Because I want them to get a review, at least one review every single week for our company. Okay, all right. Let's talk about reviews in a little more deep. So here's a bad review right at the top. It's a 1-star review. You can read it, but what I really want to know is it's a bad review, but down here is the response. I want you to focus on the response, and I'll shut up for 30 seconds. And in 30 seconds, I'm going to ask you what you think about that response. So anybody on the left side of the room, anything that you noticed that was not great or that you loved about that response to that negative review? The reply? What do you think about it? So how many, first of all, hate a bad review? Like we all do, right? Like when you get a one, I got we have 187 reviews, I think, for my company, and one of them is a 3-star with some dude that I don't even know. And I was so angry at the time. It happened like 4 years ago, right? Nobody likes a bad review. But to your point, sir, a bad review actually, Google looks at that and likes a bad review every now and again. Why is that? Variety. And what else? Honesty. Okay, You're all roofers, right? Or what you're all contractors. So are you going to make every single person happy? No. Google knows that. So if you have like 300 reviews and they're all perfect 5 stars, what is Google thinking? Yeah, that's spammy. I bet you they all called their mother's friend's father and asked for a review and asked for their dog to leave a review. Like, we've all been there. We've all done that, right? I see the smiles. Right? Hey, mom, can you leave me a good review? Yeah, but you never put a roof on my house, son. It doesn't matter. I just want a good review. Yeah? Google likes, Google, what's that? They are. Google actually can sniff stuff out and see that it's a bad review, and they won't display it actually. See that it's like a spammy-like review. So it will actually help your SEO, your search engine optimization, your relevance online according to Google and what Google thinks of you and your business if you have negative reviews every now and again, because it shows that you're authentic and that you're real and that you're not going to make everybody happy. Okay? So that's the first thing. A bad review is actually not bad, but how you respond to that bad review is important to Google. Okay? One thing that could give you a negative strike on your SEO is if you do put your name of your company and where you work. So leave your name out your mouth when you're writing a response to a bad review, because Google says 1-star review, replier wrote down their name and all that, and put like an employee's name or where you work out of or your company's name. Just leave all that business information out of your response, but be professional about it and still own up to it. Okay? So reviews definitely can help with your search engine optimization. 15% of the way. You want to get reviews consistently. I always tell people this. It's better to get 52 reviews in a full year's time, so 1 review a week, than 52 reviews in 1 week. And why is that again? It's spammy, right? Like if you get 52 reviews in 1 week, Google's gonna be like, oh, bull crap. Nope, they just emailed everybody, like all their friends, and said, leave me a review. But getting a consistent review, even 1 review every week, is going to help with your online presence. It shows that you're doing work consistently, right? If you don't get if you get a Google review and then like a month later you get another Google review and 2 months later you get another Google review, Google doesn't think you're in business the whole time. But by getting reviews all the time, Google sees that you're in business and that you're doing work. Okay? And when you ask the person, the homeowner, for a review, it's actually really good to be like, hey, Google says you're not supposed to be like, hey, can you please put Steve Spence in my name, Steve Spence, in the review? But you can certainly ask the homeowner, hey, can you put an employee that you felt did a good job at our company when you write the review? And if you have the person's name in the review, your company's name and like an employee's name, again, Google looks at that and sees what? That it's authentic, right? This is a real review. They're actually using people like employees' names. So it's a really good thing. So ask for a name. All right. I won't get into this because you guys don't use visuals, and I don't want to waste your time, but I do want you to understand, I was a teacher for 20 years, okay, before I took on this job. I can actually speak to this as an expert, okay? So for those that have your shingle boards and you have your not your Tamco flyers, but your OC flyers and your Atlas flyers and your Certainteed flyers and GF flyers, the things that you leave behind, right? Your booklet or whatever that you leave or that you show the homeowner at the kitchen table. Those are all good. But if you look in the middle, right, people will remember what you say if you do it through visual. So in other words, having some sort of digital presentation. I've been on multiple inspections with roofing companies. I've seen them use an iPad and have a digital presentation, and it did not take 2 hours, right? Like I know window companies are notorious for coming in and like spending 2 hours at the table, and you're just like, Jesus, get it over with already, okay? The ones I saw, it was 25 minutes. They use a product called Engage. It's a presentation platform. You go through it, like 25 pages. He was like rocking and rolling. But if you want to be remembered and look professional and wow a homeowner and stand out over the other 2 companies you're competing against, having a digital presentation is something that I would recommend at least thinking about. I'm not going to tell you how to run your business, right? But if you want to be remembered, they're going to remember 80%. The flyers that you leave behind, they're going to remember 20% of what they read. And if you're just talking at them, because I talk to contractors all the time, like, yeah, man, I do the old school way. I go, I talk to them, I build that relationship, and I leave and I close 70%. If you do, great. Okay, usually it's the owner, right? The owners usually close a little bit higher than their sales reps. I close at like 80%. and my other sales reps close at like 60% at Project Map It. But at the end of the day, talking at them is not gonna help your close rate, I don't think. Okay, 90% of, you have 5 senses, hearing, touching, all those 5 senses. 90% of new information goes through the eyes, so visuals. Okay, people use Canva. Have you ever heard of Canva? My company uses Canva like it's no one's business. Canva builds out really nice presentations. It's really cheap. You can get something a little bit better like Engage, which is what I'm using here. So those are, oh, I didn't even know I had that slide. So those are some of the presentation tools that I've learned that contractors are using. Some are more budget friendly than others, okay? Yeah, I mean, you definitely look a little more professional, and I've since changed the way I talk about presentations. I think, because we had a lot of contractors, like some people don't want to sit at the table for 25 minutes. That's cool. So in your pre-appointment communication with that homeowner, whether that's somebody at your office calls them or there's an email, or it's the first thing you talk about when you go to the person's house. Hey, listen, I've got 2 options for you. I want you to feel like you're a big part of this buying process. Would you like us to share with you our company story? It takes about 25 minutes. I've got an iPad and a digital presentation I can share with you, talk about all the different products that we use and stuff like that. Or would you rather me just walk around the house, give you an inspection, and then like be on my way and send you a quote? So giving them an option, it puts the buying power into the homeowner's hands instead of you just going there and being like, hey, I'm sitting at the kitchen table with you now. So maybe think about some sort of like a hybrid type of thing there. All right, so what is Project Map It? Is that too small? Is that okay? Can everybody see that? Okay, so we're an interactive map. So think about this in the sales process, okay? If I'm a homeowner and I see a map of all of the jobs you've done in your market, do you see how just pins on a map showing that you do work in the neighborhood would help build confidence with that homeowner? Yeah, so like if these little blue dots, we can get rid of them. We have tons of settings. We have a million settings in our system. But just going like that and zooming in, or that 16 means you've done 16 jobs. Hey, we've done 16 jobs in your neighborhood. That alone will help close a deal. I literally have text messages that say, hey, Steve, I just closed a $30,000 50 square foot job because I went to their house and they said, hey, click on that button. And it was 565 Benfield Road. And the lady was like, oh, I know Sam and Sue. You did their job? Yeah, we did their job. We put a Moray black roof on their house, Onyx black, whatever, right? Oh, you're sold. We're going to use you if Sam and Sue have used you, okay? So that alone will help close a job. So local, trustworthy, and proven. You're proving you're doing work. You're showing that you're local, okay? So the map is interactive. You see the pictures underneath on the right-hand side? So that's a gallery view, right? So how does our map work? The first thing is the 3 pillars to our system are reviews. So there's a button over here. It's kind of blurry, sorry, but it says reviews. We have a direct integration with your Google business profile, okay? My company, my developer right now is building out AI to automatically, you'll have options, but it will automatically reply to Google reviews based on the star rating. So replying to reviews is very important. You're supposed to do it within 24 to 48 hours of getting a new review. And you're all busy, right? So you don't have time to always respond to reviews. So our system will show all of your Google reviews, right? That's the first thing. So it literally our system talks to your Google business profile right here. So this company has 221 reviews. Out of those 221 reviews, if they get a new review today, now they have 222. Our system talks to that every night, and it'll bring in the new reviews. So you connect Project Map It to your Google business profile. It brings in all your reviews and any future reviews that come in automatically, right? So you'll always have an updated version of your reviews to show a homeowner. There's something else about reviews, but I'm not going to talk about it yet, okay? And then the bread and butter is this right here. So this it can say anything. It says services. You can make it say whatever you want. And it's a little blurry. Here, maybe if I blow it up a little bit. So this is where you can break it down by shingle color, siding color. Do I have a commercial roofer in here? Commercial? Okay, so I'm going to show you a commercial roofing company that uses us. So you can break this down into any categories that you would like, right? So if I'm sitting at a home and I'm talking to a homeowner and the homeowner's like, hey, I'm trying to choose between like Onyx Black and Weatherwood. You can click on the filter button and the map changes now to only include jobs of that color. So now there are 2 things there. I can say, hey, go over to this house at 16 Ranworth Court, and you'll be able to see a job that my company installed of that color, right? The other thing it does is when you filter it, the pins change to only show the filter, but the map, the gallery view over here also changes. So like, not every single one of these pins on the map have pictures that that company uploaded of that, but you can easily, your sales team can easily pick from the houses here. So I chose Moray Black, so now the gallery over on that side are just Moray Black roofs. So now I can click on a thumbnail and I can say, yeah, here's a roof we did, right? Does that make sense? And just because we have a commercial roofer here, I want to show that. This is literally, you can Google Ohio commercial roofing and it's that logo. It's like one of the first ones, but they literally put it in their hero page of their website. So like that's their homepage. The first thing that they wanted anybody, property management, anybody that's going to their website to see, they want to be able to see it. So there's a little call to action button on their website that says view it. So you can click on that and it takes you to like, take a look at our past work. And then down here, the way they have it, they have like fully adhered, rhino bond, okay? All the different categories that you want to put as a commercial. Other things you could do as a commercial roofer. You could do property type, industrial building, churches, schools. So it's your map. Those categories, whether you're residential, commercial, waterproof, it doesn't matter to me. The categories can be whatever is going to help you sell better. Okay, and just so you know, commercial roofing, we aren't in the space with commercial roofing as much as we are residential. Residential loves us, but I'm working with Paul Reed. I don't know if you ever heard of him. He's out in Denver. Paul Reed just ordered this. So we're building a map for Paul Reed, and he does a commercial training in Denver every other month, and he's going to have me go and present to commercial roofers. He sees that it's a really good space. You went to his class. So I'm now going to be able to present for them. So that's commercial roofing, okay? Any questions on how the map itself works? So this is where SRS comes into play, okay? People always ask like, well, how do you get pins on a map? Okay, there's multiple ways. Go, yeah.
You said you only work with certainty. Do you work with any other suppliers?
Yes, any other manufacturers or suppliers?
Manufacturers.
We will put anything on a map. Except Tamco. Fuck Tamco, I hate Tamco.
You kept mentioning that, I didn't know.
No, so the map is yours. You can put whatever products you are on. We are exclusive partners of Certainty, and what that means, just for everybody to understand, I can't go to an OC event and present for Owens Corning. I can't give somebody that uses OC a discount. I can only give Certainty people a discount, and Certainty actually pays for 40%. Is anybody Certainty credentialed? You are. What is your credential status? Shingle Master or Select? So if you're Select Shingle Master, the highest for Certainty, they pay. Certainty actually flips the bill for 40% of the subscription, so it's a lot cheaper. Okay. But to answer your question, did I answer your question? You can put anything you want on there because we work with great companies like SRS. SRS sells more than just Certainty products, right? So it can be GF, it can be whatever you want on there. Okay. And so think about why SRS is really important to a company like mine. SRS delivers, right, to the properties that you're ordering. Hey, they have the delivery address to the property. And what else do they know? They have the data that tells us exactly what material you ordered. Hey, we ordered an Onyx Black duration shingle, right? So what happens with SRS, and this is it, I don't want to confuse or overwhelm or anything, but right now, this minute, if any of you were like, yeah, Steve, I'm ready to sign up. You fill out a form that I give you, an SRS opt-in form. You put your SRS customer ID number in there. SRS gets that, and they send us a spreadsheet of the last 5 years of your deliveries. And then we can build your map for you. So literally all you have to do is fill out the form, okay? And then what they do is every Sunday morning, they give us an updated form, an updated spreadsheet with any orders that you made the week before. So we literally can build your map of 5 years of data. And you might be around for, you might have a company that's been around for 7 years, 50 years, I don't know. So there are other ways that we can take any spreadsheet that you can provide us. Maybe it's from your CRM or something like that. So we can upload anything, but SRS is definitely great for getting your map started. Here's 5 years of data, and then we update it for you. All you gotta do is order from SRS. You like that, right? Like, just don't order from ABC or any of those other schlubs, just order from SRS. And your map is automatically updated, okay? Any questions on how that works? So think about our system. What did I say? It's three things, right? It's photos, it's pins on a map, and it's reviews. Well, with SRS, the pins are taken care of for the most part. I mean, unless you have repairs and stuff, and then you just give us a spreadsheet once a month of your repairs, and we'll upload them, and we'll add that to your system. We do that free of charge. Okay, so SRS handles the pins. The reviews are handled just by connecting it to your GBP. So that's easy. So the only thing you really have to do to manage your map is the third thing, which is what? Photos. And all we say is like, dude, once a month, spend an hour, assign someone in your office or do it yourself. Once a month, do an hour's worth of photo uploads. And if you do that, in an hour, you can get about 20 projects with photos. And after a year, you have 240 projects. You can pay us. We do virtually manage people. So for like $50 an hour, you can pay us a month and we'll go into your system and we'll load photos for you as well, if you'd rather, okay? So that's how the map works. I showed it on Ohio's commercial website. Here's another one. Matt Marshall does a really nice job with his website. We really like this. It's just a really nice image. It kind of like, it hooks the homeowner that might be going to your website. If you have a good portfolio on your website, it gives, I think, 75% more confidence to a homeowner. It's an actual stat. You can look it up. So I know a lot of your websites have like a gallery page and a reviews, like a testimonial page. But here's the thing I always ask people. If you have 220 Google reviews, are all 220 on your site? No, but if you use Project Map It, all 220 are on there because it's infused into our system, okay? So then it's just a little call to action. It's just like the other company, right? It just pulls up the map on another page. So it lives on a website. The AI we're building out is helping you automatically reply to reviews, Google. That should be done, I'm hoping, by October 23rd. The other thing is job descriptions. To write a job description, we're infusing AI, injecting AI to write job descriptions. That could help. That could help over time with SEO, but don't bias for SEO. I tell people that don't ask me, hey, is it going to help me get leads? We have some ideas like for referrals and stuff that we're going to test, but it's not an SEO juggernaut. It's not going to help your SEO. It's going to help your close rate. Okay, and then the third thing, what are we doing? Oh, posting your Google business profile. So down here, this section, right now you can post directly from Project Map It to this if you wanted, but we're going to make it more automatic within our system. And we're going to have like a calendar. So if you're doing the Google post, you can like say, I want this post on this day, this post on this day, and you're going to be able to click a button and AI is going to generate the post or at least get you started. All right. Any questions? Do you all see how, I mean, be honest, do you feel like this would be something that could help your sales team? And even in the commercial space, I'm curious. I mean, Paul Reed totally thinks it will help, but do you feel like, I know sometimes you have to present in front of big time people, right, to get a big job. So maybe that could help if you have a portfolio of your work. Mm-hmm. So we give a survey I told you that already, right? We give our customers a survey. It's a yearly survey. We ask them questions. One of the questions we ask them is, are you using our review capture platform? And we didn't think anybody was using them. And sure as shit, sorry for my language, everybody seems to be using our review platform and we didn't even know it. So I do want to take like 5 minutes to talk about how our system can help you capture reviews. There are a bunch of different ways, but have you guys ever seen the tap cards? Tappity taps? Like, okay. And then this is a magnet, right? Everybody, I don't know if you do magnets. I literally have magnets of my appliance guy, my HVAC guy. So if I ever need to call someone, I have it right there on my refrigerator. So it has this QR code, right? And within our system, we have what's called a reviews landing page. Now, just so you see, I haven't shown this yet. Let's see if it's in here. Oh, yeah, right there. You see how we're popping up on a Google business profile as reviews? So we are our own review platform. Yeah, it's kind of murky, but it says Project Map It and it has our reviews on there. Okay. So Project Map It is its own review platform. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to find it, but whatever. It was there. So Google looks at us and says, okay, this is a valid review platform. Okay. And within that, we have a page that looks like this. Okay. Has your logo on there and it has different things, right? A lot of contractors like, yeah, I asked for a Google review. Well, my question to you is, what do you do if they don't have a Gmail account? What's that? BBB. Okay. Do you have to log into BB and set up an account to leave a BBB review? Yes, you do. I'm pretty sure you do. Anybody know that answer for sure? Pretty sure you do. Angie, all those platforms, Yelp, you have to sign in to do it. Our review platform doesn't require a login, so we're a really good way. And I kid you not, I drove up to New Jersey for a company that they're like 50 million and over, residential company. They're called All County Exteriors. And the lady called me and was like, hey, Steve, I just wanted you to know that my sales team loves your review capture platform. I'm like, what? It's like, yeah, they use it all the time. They're a huge company, so they do big volume, but they got 200 Project Map It reviews and like 50 Google reviews in 2 months because of our system. So this system has the different review platforms. It could be anything, BBB, it could be Angie, Yelp, doesn't matter, okay? But this page, this is where like when I'm talking and I ask the homeowner for a review and he or she says, yeah, I'll give you a review. This is where you can be like, cool, I have this tap card. I can tap your phone or scan the QR code. It's gonna take you to this page and you might sit down with them and help them get to that page and say, and that's where you can ask them, do you have a Gmail account? No, I don't. Oh, cool, you can leave us a review on Project Map. It does not require a login. So this is just a magnet. This can be like in the wallet of the person. Yeah, and it says to Google, right? To your Google page. Yeah, but here's what I'm saying. Not everybody has a Gmail account. So if the person you're asking for a Google review doesn't have a Gmail account, they can't leave you a Google review. Does that make sense? So when I ask contractors that all the time, I'm like, hey, like usually they don't answer as quickly as you did. It's like, okay, well, what if they don't have a Gmail account? And they're like, I didn't think about that. So our system, just so you see what our system looks like, when you click on it, doesn't require login. It's very similar to like a BBB review, just doesn't require login. So they put their first and last name. It says they only share that. They fill it out. They submit it. They got their reviews. So we're just a very good backup to that. And the other thing our landing page has, and I don't know if you saw that or not, but down here you can put your social media links there. Hey, if you don't mind, follow us on social media too. It would really help us get more leads and stuff. I'd really appreciate it. You can leave like a business card behind with the QR code. I'm gonna leave this behind. You know, feel free to scan it. If you wanna leave me, you just left me a Google review. If you wanna leave me a Project Map It one too, that'd be awesome. Because we're awesome, right? Yeah, you're awesome. Cool, leave me 2 reviews, okay? The thing that I was talking about before is on this page, I'm working with All County Exteriors. Once they told me they use the crap out of this, I'm gonna work with them. I'm gonna put a button on there. It's a testing phase. I'm gonna put a button on there that says refer a friend. So if they wanna refer someone, they click the button and you'll get referrals that way. Any questions on how our review platform works? Yeah, so we put in a spam filter on that. We've not gotten any problems from any of our contractors yet saying that the review platform is not working for them. Yep. And then with our system, if someone does leave you a bad review, you have to you click on a little flag that says, hey, Project Map It, can you take this review down? We're not gonna be like Google. We're not gonna be really hard. If you ask me to take a review down, I'll probably take a review down. Okay. But legally, we can't let you just delete a review from Project Map It. Legally, you have to request it to be taken down. So in our system, we have that functionality. All right, the last couple things I just want to go over is pricing. But before that, this is how people put us in their sales process, right? So any kind of pre-appointment phase. So maybe it's a phone call, maybe it's an email that's automated through your CRM, maybe it's a text message. Right? How many give a pre-appointment email or something in the residential side of things? A couple? Remember, 70% of the homeowner has already made up their mind before your sales rep knocks on that door. So having some sort of pre-appointment communication with them is vital. If there's one thing you take from this today, do something before your reps go out there. And then the 2 things that I've learned, obviously, if you put a portfolio of your past work, i.e. Project Map It, in front of the homeowner, that shows well, right? Like, hey, look, we're doing work in your neighborhood. But doing something like a video of your sales rep could go a long way. People want to meet you before they meet you. Having a video of your rep before that rep goes and knocks on that door could go a very long way in this day and age, especially if the market is older people too. That might really give them a little bit more of a safety net, knowing who you are. Not to mention, maybe they have a granddaughter that also swims, because in this video I say I have a daughter who swims year-round. My son plays lacrosse. So there's like that human connection that you're providing the homeowner before you go out there. That has nothing to do with my product, Project Map It. It's just something I've learned that the contractors that utilize and leverage that kind of idea, it goes a long way. Okay? So pre-appointment, and then obviously I talked about the digital phase. This is one of the inspections I went on. That's Stefan Vasquez. He's now started his own company, 10 Point Roofing in Northern Pennsylvania. Good dude. He put Project Map It right in the PowerPoint. Okay. So in-home presentations, if you're doing that. Proposals. Do you guys use a proposal tool? Anybody? Or do you just write it on paper or something? CRMs. We'll write the proposal, the estimate. Okay. So imagine just like having your proposal. This is, I think, a roofer proposal. Oh, it says it right there. Yeah. So you have your good, better, and best deal for those companies that might offer 3 deals, but then putting something like this in your proposal. So you're hitting them in 3 points of sale, right? Before you go out there, during the sale, and then after, any kind of post communications. And then that link would take them directly to the map. People get crazy. Like if you do a trade show, for those like local trade shows, this guy out of New England put it on their big banner. He's like, he texted me that picture. He's like, Steve, you have no clue how many people came up to me and said, is that the work you've done in our area? So they do that. They'll put it on, what else? Mailers, QR codes on their truck wraps, door hangers. So if anybody wants to just buy a bunch of door hangers and throw them on 8 houses next to the house you just did, that could go a long way. Any questions? Okay. The last couple things is just that's the tap card system that I talked about. We do have 3 emails that go out. So somebody in the office could just, or from your phone, you could just send an email request. ROI is there. I don't need to tell you, but I think I already showed you, like if each job costs about $13,500, we'll just say you run 20 appointments a month and you're closing at a rate of 33%, right? You're bringing in about $90,000 for your company. If you infuse Project Map It just on the low end, I'll tell you it'll close at least 3% higher. You'll see down here, you're bringing in an extra $8,000 a month, which is equating to like $97,000 extra a year. And that's per sales rep. And those are just the numbers I did. I mean, your numbers might be different. So because you're here, and this is where, yeah, I mean, I'll be a little sleazy sales guy. I'm going to give you a discount offer. Yeah, 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 yeah. So the sleaziness comes out at this point. You'll hear that now. But these are some companies that we're aligned with. Company Cam, if anybody uses Company Cam, we have a direct integration with Company Cam. Okay. So how we get you on, do you have a question about one of the companies?
All those below, are those financing?
No, upgrades financing. I also have a company called Paper Route. So Leap is a CRM, Sales Transformation Group is a coaching team. This is a widget for those that don't have the Instant Estimator on your website. This is a presentation platform. So to get you onboarded, adding pins to a map is easy, especially if you order from SRS, right? You fill out that form, we build your map for you. Commercial, we'll just work with you, get a spreadsheet, we'll upload it, okay? We'll work with your team on your website. So if you're not managing your own website in-house and you hire a marketing agency, you just email your marketing agency when the map is made and we'll work with them and give them the embed code and all that kind of stuff, okay? Photos and reviews. We are our own photo system. Yeah. No, you're good. You're good. We'll load photos for you. We do 2 hours of photos for you. Does anybody have multiple locations in this room? More than one location? Okay. So pricing will be easy to talk about then. And then we train you. We have really good videos too. So whatever works best for you. It literally, if you have like pretty good photos already saved and you're ordering a lot from SRS, we could literally onboard you and have a map ready to be embedded and used as a sales tool within 24 hours. It doesn't take long at all. Okay. But the pricing. So yes, this is not the sleaziness, but typically at the top, it's $2,370 a year. Actually, that's year one. Really, there's a $100 onboarding fee. We'll waive that no matter what. So think of $2,300 as your first year. At this event, since you're here, but you have to sign up, and this is where I'm going to say, because I lose money on this. Obviously, I'm losing $570 every year on this deal. But if you sign up by the 30th, so I think that's next Tuesday or something like that, you'll get Project Map It for $1,700 a year for life. So you're saving $560 a year, and it's for life, okay? The regular pricing is 15% off, okay? That's the SRS deal, 15% off. Shingle Master, if you're a Shingle Master, sir, you get 20% off. Certainty pays for 20% of your thing. So it's a little better. And if you're a select Shingle Master, then you end up getting 40% off of that. So that would be lower for you. But it's under $2,000 for the year. And I just showed you a statistic with the ROI calculator that literally a 3% increase, you're making $90,000. So $2,000 a year might be worth it for you. Corporate plans, that's if you have more than one location, okay? But you don't, so we're good on that. We can take any spreadsheet and work with anybody and build your map beyond just the SRS data. Okay, does that make sense? First of all, this is not just for residential roofers. This is for anybody that thinks a mapping platform would help showcase their digital footprint of the work that they've done, right? So for a commercial roofer like you guys, it would be giving me a spreadsheet that says, hey, these are the addresses that we've installed, and this is what I want you to have on to show that it was a commercial roof. Maybe it's like, maybe you have filters like PVC, TPO, EPDM, mod bit, whatever. Maybe it's churches, buildings, things like that. It's literally whatever you want. We could take 5 different spreadsheets. You could have a spreadsheet from your CRM, a spreadsheet from your QuickBooks, a spreadsheet. We just compile all that data and just upload it to your map, and your map gets populated with pins.